If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home, that's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't do it. Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. Souls escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king as we move toward a new world order. A normal life is boring, but superstardom's close to postmortem. It only grows harder, homie grows hotter. He blows, it's all over. These is all on him. Coast to coast shows, he's known as the Globetrotter. Lonely roads, God only knows he's grown farther from home. He's no father. He goes home and barely knows his own daughter. But hold your nose, cause here goes the cold water. These fools don't want him no more. He's cold product. They moved on to the next mo who flows. He knows dove and sold nada. And so the soap opera is told. It unfolds. I suppose it's old partner, but the beat goes on. You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. No more games. I'ma change what you call rage. Tear this and roof off like two dogs' cage. I was playing in the beginning, the mood all changed. I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage, but I kept rhyming and stepped right in the next cipher. Best believe somebody's paying the Pied Piper. All the pain inside amplified by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5, and I can't provide the right type of life for my family. Cause man, these food stamps don't buy diapers, and there's no movie, there's no Mackay Pfeiffer. This is my life, and these times are so hard, and it's getting even harder trying to feed and water my seed. Plus, see the thought I caught up between being a father and a prima donna. Baby mama drama screaming on her too much for me to wanna stay in one spot.
Jesus in a small town. Used to daydream in that small town. Another boring romantic, that's me. But I've seen it all in a small town. Had myself a ball in a small town. Met an LA dollar, brought her to this small town. That small town, just like me. No, I cannot forget from where it is that I come from. I cannot forget the people who love me. Yeah, I can be myself here in this small town, and people let me be just what I want to be. Got nothing against the big town. Still hayseed enough to say, look who's in the big town. But my bed is in a small town. Oh, that's good enough for me. Well, I was born in a small town, and I can breathe in a small town. Gonna die in a small town. Oh, that's probably where they bury me.
I don't know, keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. For your selflessness, my admiration. For everything you've done, you know I'm bound to thank you for it. La 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 I'm giving for your kindness. I made debt to you, and I never could have come this far without you. For everything you've done, you know I'm bound
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There you go.
Hey, I said we'd be more focused this week.
Yeah. So much for that.
So much for that.
That
Right.
mute button's not going to unmute itself.
That video, congratulations, everyone. That was a phenomenal, successful national standout, as Erica actually corrected, it's international standout.
Right.
Yeah, I had so many pictures that I wanted to say everyone took. I mean, Karen showed up, her dad, Nathan, Kelly. It was what a great day, and the weather wasn't freezing. It was bearable.
Beautiful.
So good job, you guys. It was awesome. So great.
Yeah, that was a great day. It's funny watching the video because you see so many familiar faces now, like within the mix, and then you see like the people that rolled around, like Minion Mike. I think he was at like four different locations, and so it was great. It was great to see some people, and we ended up down in Middleborough, and they're doing great stuff. We actually got there probably 10:30ish. Yeah,
I overslept.
Yeah. And but it was fantastic, and the feedback was amazing, and the next thing you know, we saw Bill. I didn't see Karen initially.
Yeah, they drove by.
Yeah,
and we were like, "Was that Bill?"
Yeah,
and it was.
And they turned back around at the Rotary and came back in. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And Karen hopped out of the car.
Yeah, she hopped out.
At the other end of 44, we didn't see her.
So she was like walking up and greeted everybody. At the end, Bill's like, "Let's go!"
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, kid, let's get out of here.
We gotta go more places."
What a gracious man, I will say. Bill Reed is seriously, he's a true gentleman. He gets it. The speech briefly that he made yesterday. Oh, yeah, it was yesterday, the day before, rather. I'm already lost the days.
I know. It's
he the encouragement he shows, and the fact that he is empowering women. He really truly believes in his daughter. He believes in the women of this movement. He is very, very proud of the women and everybody in the movement, but he really does show his focus on what the women bring to this movement, and it's great. I love it. He is Cheryl, you're absolutely right. He's so appreciative.
And he mentioned how his daughter's been objectified, and all her personal information's out, and he was really kind of going on that as far as the women, like this happens to women every day,
right?
And this is happening to my daughter, and tenfold.
Yeah.
So he's I know he went to a lot of the standouts and said the same thing, and he really means it. He's just horrified at what's been happening to his daughter.
And it's not the first time I've heard him say this type of thing. Yeah, it's not like it's a new. It's he had an epiphany. Like, hey, by the way, he's been saying this off for quite a long time, maybe even all along. So, again, kudos to him and the whole family for being as strong as they are. We fight the fight, and we are involved, and we feel it sometimes. It gets overwhelming. So imagine what that family goes through on a regular basis, and how strong they have to be to keep united. So, again, kudos to them. Much love to the Reed family and to everybody who was able to participate the other day. And again, just because you weren't at the standout doesn't mean that you didn't participate. If you watched something on the channel, if you donated, if you liked something,
educate yourself. If you educate yourself and spread the word. Yeah, for sure.
So it's
thank you, Eric.
Oh,
it is actually our 50th episode. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it really is.
But thanks, Eric. Thanks for pointing that out. I almost forgot to mention.
Yeah, I have it highlighted in red, and I totally forgot. We're organized this week.
Yeah, we're organized. We're focused. We're focused. Yeah, but we are on the mend. you could probably tell. I, you know, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I went back to work today, and
I had a few beers the other day, and
Yep.
they were glorious. So
Yep.
I'll continue on with that. So yeah, I like it. I
yeah,
like it.
we're feeling a lot better.
Yep. Baby
So,
steps.
But yeah, thank you. Everyone reached out, well wishes. Hope you're feeling better. And it was so sweet. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Man, colds can be. Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
You want to hear
Just stop talking.
I'm telling you, it's the worst thing.
All right,
But
let's get started on this
yeah.
show.
So again, we're all here for you and because of you, and we're all here together, and we do this each week. Again, we took time off around the holidays, and but we came back and sickness got us, but we're recharged, and
Yep.
we want to get into 2025 and start making some noise again. So
Yeah, positively.
yeah, exactly. So
Yep.
but we appreciate everybody for joining each week, and what we continue to try to do is keep everybody unified, keep everybody united. There's a lot going on, a lot of downtime. Idle hands sometimes can be a really bad thing. So everybody's trying to hold it together, and there's a lot of people that are feeling it, and a lot of people actually did take a lot of time off during the holidays. So I think that we're recharged and ready to go. But we have our agenda, what we talk about. We have guests each week for the most part. If you have suggestions for guests, again, we always encourage anyone to reach out. If you want to be a guest, if you want to suggest a guest, let us know. Topics, something that you see on any of the pages. If you don't think people are seeing enough of it, send it our way. Let us know.
Yeah. The show.
Okay. Go on.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What?
No. Speak.
So we're still ordering merch. We got the hoodies are going like crazy. Thank you everybody who ordered a hoodie, and soon hopefully we'll be ordering t-shirts again and tank tops.
I know, right?
But yeah, so if you guys want a hoodie, just message me or Venmo me, and our Venmo is actually on the corner of the screen, so that's us. So yeah, so thank you. I love handing them out and how happy people are when I get them to them. So
yeah. We delivered one yesterday in Middleborough, which was Sunday.
Actually,
I keep saying yesterday. Jesus.
Well, yesterday we delivered one to Paul Lynch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And, Dive Bar Monday. Yeah. By the way, thank you, Dive Bar Monday, for the donation. Where is it? I think it was $38.
Nice.
Dive Bar crew. So thank you guys. That was fun. Also Cheryl Breen. Thank you, Cheryl. Sends $10.
Cheryl, I'm still looking for that video with Ruby.
Yeah.
I swear we went live and played that.
He's been looking for it.
Yeah, I'm going to find it. And if I don't find it, I will do the whole thing over again. And we will play that one because that was adorable.
Yeah, because we saw it. It was cute.
Yeah,
it was cute. They're all so cute.
Yep. So, so take that as an IOU, Cheryl.
Yeah. An IOU.
Yep. And we'll get that. I'll find it. Speaking of which, I can't move this thing.
Yeah, it's like
being stupid.
Oh, you're on a piece of paper.
No, that's true too. So yeah, speaking of that, what are you doing? He's pulling up from underneath me. So Dive Bar Monday. I made this thing up earlier.
Oh, look at that.
Dive Bar Monday, free Karen Reed. Lou and Debs in Norwood. They get some good food there. They get the good pizzas and the sandwiches.
Extra delicious.
So that was last night's event right there.
Yeah.
So, again, I see posts everywhere on the pages now of people saying, let's start a Dive Bar Monday in our own area.
Yeah,
so
great.
be on the lookout. So if
there's one in Taunton, I think.
Yeah, I think they're doing something around that area.
And Erica Madden mentioned New Bedford.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's one looking around actually closer to here. Someone said
Really?
Poopsies or something.
Oh.
I don't think Poopsies could accommodate the people.
Probably not.
So that's the thing. So
But
think
we'll see.
about that too. Is if you're going into a place, if it's like a small joint that's always packed, it's going to be a tough sell because
we want dive bars.
Yeah, dive bars. You know?
Everybody knows what that means. Everyone
Yep.
knows what a dive bar is.
Exactly. So, but the origin of the Dive Bar Monday came from our friend Kurt, who sends me a weekly Hey Now video. So I'll play the quick Hey Now
You got
video.
a new one?
Yep.
All right.
Hey now. Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed.
I love it. I love it.
That was the best one. Best
Yep,
one by
that was
far.
my favorite.
That was a good one.
Yep. I told Kurt, well, Alice in Chains is one of my favorite bands.
Well, yeah. So they.
That I told him like that one sold me pretty much, man. He did hide one in the other week, the Silence of the Lambs thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was a sneaky one he did.
It was sneaky.
So anyway, so again, Kurt kind of started the origin of the Dive Bar Monday. It's in his neck of the woods, and it's been a great success, especially when the warmer weather was. The place had a little outside patio, and we'd sit out there. So yeah, great stuff. So keep an eye open for a Dive Bar Monday in your area. If not, start one up.
Coming soon to your
coming
town.
soon to to a dive bar near you.
Really.
I did want to show this real quick too. This was my favorite sign from Middleborough. Period. Who's afraid? Little old me. You should be. That was my favorite. Seriously, that was my favorite sign from.
That's
from the whole
Victoria's
thing.
sign,
Yeah,
right?
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Victoria, well done.
Well done.
Um,
Middleborough had a lot of brand new signs that they had just made, and they're pros.
Yep. Yeah.
Sign painting pros.
They're getting there. They're doing it. So,
Yep.
yes. So that was my favorite sign.
The select board meeting,
Select board meeting is this evening, I guess.
actually, like
And-
right now.
yeah, like momentarily. Public comments, and they get the next meeting is Tuesday, February 4th. So, more of the same. It's, but I saw Dennis's comment. He said something like they're not going to like Brenda today. Or whatever.
Brenda's going.
So Brenda's got some things to say, or I may have missed it. Yeah, can't wait to listen to Brenda.
Can we listen to Brenda here? We probably could, but we have a guest waiting, so we don't want to take up too much time.
Yeah.
We have a lot of information to go over. So
let's see. So we will show that Rich Schiffer had his littering charges of throwing ducks around muck in the town, which is bullshit, but
whatever.
he's all done. He's got to pay $1,000 fine or some court fees or some ridiculous thing like that.
For littering.
Yeah, for littering. So it's such an atrocious, set of events. But we press on. Then we have coming up. Speaking of which, too, that Rich did make a speech outside, and Esty was there, and she went live. So check that out on the channel as well if you can. Rich had a good speech afterwards.
That's great.
He really appreciates everybody's support, and I support him 100%. I just think that what's going on, the way they're just brutalizing people and utilizing their power and just wielding it around like it's friggin' a free for all is sickening. So congratulations, Rich. Well done. Yeah, well done, brother. Fight the fight. And Esty, again, thank you very much for going live. January 30th, we have a court date in Stoughton for Whitey at 10 a.m. because he supposedly bumped into our friendly neighborhood Chris Albert.
Yeah, you don't even look at him the wrong way.
Look at him the wrong way.
Some ridiculous.
So there you go. Eric D's all over it too. January 30th, 10 a.m. in Stoughton. Whitey's being charged with assault and battery on a public employee.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Seriously?
Yeah.
So that's a bunch of shit.
Yep.
And
but
then,
we'll all be there for that.
Yep.
I took the day off, so I will be there.
Yeah, I'm taking the day off, and then the next day I will take off is February 6th. Peter Murphy is going to be in Stoughton as well for trespassing on the church next to the Canton Police Department's property. Because the sign that was buried in snow wasn't clear enough, and instead of asking him nicely to move, they decided they're going to charge him with trespassing, which is absolute horseshit.
But if you want to beat up a Boston cop and leave him outside in the cold to die, that's cool in Canton. You can do that there.
Exactly.
So,
or you want to be break into someone's house and smash the shit out of it and cause $100,000 worth of damage. You can do that.
You can do that. Yeah, it's fine. They apologize, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
unbelievable. It's so goddamn disgusting.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so this clownfish is still he's still pending. He's still got stuff going on. He's got another date coming up. I believe February 10th in Framingham. So yeah, good luck, pal.
Looking good.
Freaking what a dick.
Okay.
Yeah, not a big fan. Not a big fan. What else?
Karen States.
Yeah, what do you got?
Remember that? January 31st. That is next Friday. Is that next Friday? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
9 a.m. oral arguments / evidentiary hearing. So that should be interesting. I think they're going to be heard on what can be evidence and what can't be.
Yeah.
I know at least we're getting an evidentiary hearing because last time we didn't get one at all.
Right. True.
I'm saying we. Karen didn't get one.
We didn't get it either.
February 6th, 9 a.m. is the Darbert hearing. Richard Green and possibly Arca.
Yeah. So we'll see what the hell happens with that. You know, they're going to try to pull the same crap they did with Dr. Russell and
try to.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. What else?
Pre-trial motions still to be scheduled, and of course the trial has been moved to April 1st. So.
Yeah, if anybody's heard anything about the pre-trial motions being scheduled, I haven't. So if you have a date, let us know or let somebody know because I didn't see it on any of the other pages that have all the dates. I know that was on the standout page and the heck was her name? Had it Jess DeVille had that page with the document, the Google Doc or some kind.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, I didn't see it. So everybody knows about what's going on with the pre-trial motions. Let us know, please. Thank you. And let's see. A couple other things coming up. So there is a vigil for there it is, Juston Root, and that is going to be February 7th from 9:15 to 10 a.m. I'll show the little flyer here, but this is the 5-year anniversary of his passing, and it's at 1 Boylston Street in Chestnut Hill, and this was actually the place where he
was murdered,
took his last breath. Yeah. So mark your calendar for that. I'm gonna make that as well. My boss is in for a rude awakening. I got a handful of days I'm going to have to be taking off here pretty soon.
You're allowed to take time off, Dana.
Yeah, exactly. So show your support. There's another video, and I want to play it, but I don't want to hold Jen up too long. But we will play it at a later date. Or
what video is that?
It's a message from Jen recently. She got some feedback, and it was like a 5-minute Twitter video that I copied.
Nice.
So, but she's definitely fighting the fight, and she's not giving up. But it's taking a toll.
Yeah,
it's taking a toll on the family. So,
as corruption does.
Yeah, as it does. And I'll throw this up here real quick. I just want everybody to remember it's been 130 days for Enrique, and we have no answers.
Nothing.
So always, keep thinking about him, whatever you can. If you see standouts, that type of thing, support, participate. And what else we got here? Sandra's got some standouts coming up as well. Mizzy's doing a great job on her channel.
Yeah.
If you haven't subscribed to that, she's supposed to be going live this Thursday with Sandra's cousin, Barbara. Mizzy's been a little under the weather, and I guess Barbara may be a little under the weather as well.
Everybody's under the weather.
We'll see what happens. That's kind of tentative, but it's scheduled for 7:00 Thursday night. So hopefully she's able to do it, and we love what Mizzy's doing. And she's got these standouts coming up. The four-year anniversary standout for Sandra is the February 1st from 1 to 3 at the Canton PD. They went a little quick. And then Farwell has his first official date, February 4th, and that's the anniversary of Sandra's passing as well on that court date. So that's at the Moakley Courthouse in Boston. So if people can make it in there, I believe they're going to start up at 9:00, and the court date starts at, I think it's 10 something. I think it's 7. Let me play that one more time.
Yeah.
And Canton PD, there we go here. So the hearing is at 10:45. Okay. So yeah, so if you can make it into that, Boston is I know Esty will be there.
Yes, you will.
Anyway, so Mizzy, thank you very much for doing what you do.
Yeah, Mizzy's great.
She's been working with Richie too from Microdots, and Richie had put up that teaser for the Sandra Birchmore video, and I can't wait till that thing's done.
Yeah,
because
it's gonna be like a documentary, so
Yeah.
it would be awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Speaking of Richie, did everyone see his latest video? Was it last week?
yeah,
That was amazing.
yeah. Occam's razor.
Oh my God. He's
Yeah.
just getting better. I mean, the detail and the graphics and the story. I mean, he had a lot of footage that no one had ever seen
Yeah.
before. I know I haven't. Like
Yeah,
a lot of the dash cam.
yeah,
And he really did an awesome timeline, as he usually does. But that was awesome.
yeah. He did a
Great.
great job. He always does. So if you haven't subscribed or looked at Microdots,
Yeah.
check Microdots out because he's just killing it.
He is-
And I didn't really understand what Occam's razor actually meant defined wise, but it's the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. So that's the theory behind that. And it made all the sense in the world when you put that video together. I'm like, man, you put a lot of thought into that. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's so impressive.
And then 2 more quick shout outs, and then we can throw standouts, and then we'll get Jen on.
All right. Cool.
So Dylan, shout out to Dylan, alternate corner. Well, I always promote Dylan because I love Dylan.
Dylan's awesome
In a special way.
in a
Dylan-
special way.
No, I like that.
I like that.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, you just,
Gosh.
just communicate.
And then, then another shout out to there was a sign that was put out. I didn't get the chance to save it down, but basically calling out my friend Julie Grant from Court TV
Oh, yeah.
over the standout, and Heather Peters sent it to me. Down in Bourne, they had a.
It's actually on the video.
Is it?
Yeah, it was on the video.
So yeah, Court TV sort of apologies or something like that.
Yeah.
You need to apologize. So, yeah. So Julie Grant, you know where it's at.
Dana won't let it go.
I
He
won't
won't let it
It's
go.
been a
So,
long time. I don't know who you think you are.
like
to
his
call
Julie
him.
Grant segment.
Yeah, calling people out. It's been a while, so I was.
Yeah,
so-
well, yeah, they've been quiet because they
Yeah.
know.
And get your pen and paper ready. Here's the standouts for the coming weekend, and then we're gonna get to our guest and this case. That's really, the more I read about this today, is blows my mind. So check it out. Sorry, I had to get a beverage.
You can drink while you're streaming.
Well, that's true. Yeah, a lot of standouts this weekend coming up. Coming off the long weekend and the big standout. People are still going strong, and I love it.
I think Dina counted around 75 people at Dedham on Sunday.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome.
So the people are getting it done. The weather doesn't deter anybody. Just let's fucking go.
Yep.
Keep the foot on the gas, everybody. It's great. So that being said,
so today we are talking about, I know in the past couple of weeks I've mentioned it in short, the case of David Finnerty. He's actually a family friend. We're from the same town. We grew up, our families grew up together. So we actually have his wife Jennifer on tonight to go over a little bit about how this story of corruption has affected the family over the past, more than 4 years. She sent me something that a friend of the family actually wrote up for the Give, Send, Go. And it really, I read it a couple times, and I had to read it a couple more times because there's so much detail. But this one really kind of, really hits the nail on the head with as far as the timeline and who was involved in what it has done to the family. So I'm just going to read it. It's a little long, but trust me, it's really good. Please read this whole post and consider helping my friend Dave Finnerty and his family with a situation that is unjust and unfair. Dave is my friend, but he's more than that. He's an honorable and decent man, father, and husband. As a police officer, he has been diligent about doing the right thing since being sworn in as an officer with the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority, the MBTA. Since 2018, Dave has been fighting a fight he should never had to fight, but for political ambition of a district attorney, Rachel Rollins, who we all know that name, and leadership of the MBTA Transit Police. We've all read headlines about police officers who have done something wrong and been justifiably outraged. In Dave's case, he was charged with a crime, which he didn't commit, but he was the one who alerted his superiors to the circumstances surrounding the patrolman who ultimately pled guilty to the crimes which that patrolman actually committed. For 3 years and 10 months, Dave was fighting for his life in state court, while his wife and daughters had to live in fear that Dave, as husband and father, could be wrongfully incarcerated. Imagine to not only worry about your own freedom, but also see the fear and anguish in your wife and daughter's eyes, knowing full well you didn't do what was alleged. Motion after motion, discovery requested, reviewed and cataloged, and preparing for trial, all needing to be funded while Dave wasn't paid. He wasn't getting paid during all of this. As we all know, normal bills don't suddenly stop when you're in crisis. When the case crawled along, incredibly, Rollins was nominated to be the U.S. Attorney for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. When she was confirmed by a margin so tight, the Vice President had to break the tie. A long-serving career Assistant District Attorney Kevin Hayden was appointed by the governor to serve as the acting district attorney. On the eve of trial, new evidence was produced, which exonerated Dave, and the case was terminated. You'd think that'd be the happily ever after part of the story, right? Wrong. His MBTA Police Department superiors who endorsed Rollins when she ran for district attorney and then fueled the criminal matter against Dave, publicly rebuked Hayden and violated the law by withholding Dave's back pay. They publicly stated in the news that they would stop Dave from being reinstated to his job. Sure enough, they conducted a kangaroo administrative hearing to fire him and ultimately did fire him. Guess who the hearing officer was? A lawyer who not only worked under Rollins while she was general counsel to the MBTA, but who also served as her campaign treasurer. It only gets worse. When Hayden decided to formally seek the candidacy for district attorney, he was up against a candidate who was friends with Rollins, who, by this time, was confirmed as the U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts. Forward to May of 2023, and Rollins was forced to resign in disgrace for several reasons set forth in a scathing report of the Federal Office of Inspector General. One of the reasons she resigned before being ousted was that she was actively trying to interfere with the district attorney primary election, and that and was feeding information to the press about cases against NBTA police officers to undermine Hayden. One of those cases was Dave's case. Before resigning in disgrace, Rollins targeted Dave in federal court for the same exact allegations, which were terminated in the state court. Why, you ask? Pungent with the stench of political opportunism, she did it because she could. And even though she was out of office, the case was already on a trajectory towards indictment, and Dave was charged once again in federal court for doing nothing but the right thing. The saying you can indict a ham sandwich is true because the standard is so low, and one who is accused does not even get to participate. You might wonder, how could it get any worse? Let me tell you how. The FBI surveilled Dave and Jen's home for days, watching each time they left, as well as the fact that they had 2 daughters under the age of 10. Then in the early morning hours of August 31st, 2023, in front of his wife and his 2 youngest daughters, then 8 and 5, crying and beside themselves, they arrested Dave and wouldn't let Jen back into the house to be with their terrified daughters. It was also the first day of kindergarten for the youngest daughter. Since that despicable visit to the home, Dave has had to drudge his way through the criminal justice system yet again with the same facts and nearly identical charges, but this time in federal court. Because of restrictions on his liberty, he couldn't even take his firstborn daughter to college. It's a disgrace when an innocent man is subjected to false allegations born of political ambitions of a prosecutor without scruples. That disgrace is even more pronounced when that innocent man has a family who is subjected to the repercussions of the ordeal, and every last penny they have is spent on attorney fees to defend against false charges. I'm posting this because if there is one thing I know that transcends all the trivial bickering on social media and the polarized state of political debates, it is the simple faith in humanity that we all should stand for justice against false accusations if given the opportunity, that we all should stand with someone we know is honorable and innocent, that we all should stand against abuses of politically ambitious prosecutors who weaponize the grand jury process as if it were a rusty sword. The way we can stand with an honorable man who embodies the words to serve and protect and all of the good and decent qualities we expect in police officers is by contributing to Dave's fund, as if Dave is our son, our brother, our husband, our father, and our friend. I'm not asking you to do it for me. I'm asking you to do it for Dave, his wife, and daughters. If you knew Dave as I do, you'd know that he would do it for any one of us.
Wow. Well done. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That was my first time hearing that whole thing. So I'm digesting it just as everybody in the chat here is digesting it. It's really, truly, it's a lot. And it speaks to why we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all about everything this case stands for. We're about injustice. We're about, fighting for the rights of people and the abuse of power and the way that these people can, wield their swords like they don't give a shit.
Yep.
Nobody's, none of them are untouchable. That's the mentality. It's terrible.
Well, that's how it's been for so long, and, now, thank God, there is social media. There is ways for people like all of us to get together and, do something for this and, just bring it to everybody's attention and give it, let it be known what's going on here. And actually, my friend, Jen Finnerty, who I grew up with, she's my age. We were in the same grade. She was telling me about it. I think it was like a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years. And she sent me the GoFundMe. the Give, Send, Go, and just told me a little bit about what was going on. But it was all about Karen Reed. We were like deep into that. But I kept in touch with Erin and just kept getting information from her. And then Jen reached out, so this is the perfect time to bring her on. So I hope she's ready.
Yeah, I think she is.
So everyone, welcome to Jennifer Finnerty. This is David's wife.
Nope, she's muted.
You're muted. Let me take you.
I got it.
Get it? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for making time. You know, you have 2 little ones. So thank you for letting me read that to everybody, because like I said, I think it sums up, you know, everything that happened and how Dave is, you know, again, indicted and had to fight it again in federal court. And, you know, even though the charges, everything was terminated and the charges were dismissed. But yeah, I mean, the toll that it's had on your family, the kids, I mean, and it's not just your immediate family. It's, you know, your parents, his parents, you know, everybody that loves you is, you know, affected by it, you know? So, how do you want to ask the first question?
No, well, I mean, I look at the case. I was reading some of the case files earlier.
What is that noise?
It's amazing.
No, anyway.
I was reading the case file earlier, looking through, and you know, in a nutshell, I mean, so there was the man on the train, the homeless man on the train, apparently had been drinking, fell asleep, and he was approached by MBTA workers, basically, and they tried to remove him from the train. One of the guys of which was a officer, correct?
Patrolman, yes.
The patrolman. So he basically used unnecessary force, you know, to remove the homeless guy off the train. And he was, you know, he wasn't, from my understanding, from what I read, it didn't seem like this guy was like belligerent and that type of thing. He was just like, you know, I just woke up, guy. Like, you know, give me a break here. I'm getting off the train. Like, he probably did it every single day of his life, you know. And the guy, he whacked him twice, 3 times in the legs with his baton. So I don't understand.
Yeah, what is that noise?
It could be is it a little buzz?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my computer sometimes does that. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Everyone's just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. He's freaking me out, man.
Yeah, sometimes it hopefully will stop at some point.
No, that's all right. That's fine. I just want to make sure it was something we could fix it.
It's only when Dana talks.
Yeah, that's my deep voice.
Time for a new computer, but it's not in the budget, you know.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it.
But yeah, I mean, so that was like in a nutshell. So I mean, my understanding was like the reports that were written based upon the whole situation. David was charged with 3 different charges, correct? Indicted on 3 charges. So those were falsifying reports, 2 charges of that. And then the third one was the accessory after the fact. So they basically were trying to say that he just falsified the report to cover up what this other officer did. Is that kind of the gist of what happened?
Dave was the one to tell his command staff in the early morning around 5:45 when they came in that he felt the arrest wasn't a good arrest and alerted them to the arrest. And somehow Dave got sucked into it, even though he was the one that told them about it. And if it wasn't for Dave telling them, they probably wouldn't have known.
Right.
It's so, I mean, so this happened in July of 2018.
Yes. It's been so long. So it's July 27th, 2018.
And then you've been going through the ringer up until when did this finally get cleared?
It took 4 years for the original case to clear. And we had a little bit of a reprieve. We thought, you know, we can move on with our lives. And then found out that there was a federal grand jury out against Dave.
Unbelievable.
My youngest was 8 months when this all started, and she is now 7.
Imagine that. That is just nuts. So basically her whole life
was a police officer because she just always known him not to work. And he had a picture of him in uniform, and she didn't believe that he was a police officer.
So
that's heartbreaking.
So where is his status at now? I mean, is he able to work as a police officer now again? Like, he's not.
As of right now, no. So he right now has a part-time job, thankfully. That helps, pay some bills, but good lawyers, as we know, due to the Karen Reed case, are very expensive.
Sure they
And
are.
so I appreciate you having us on the show, because I've reached out to others, and like you said, everyone was about Karen Reed, and it's hard to get our story out because Karen Reed's, and we're total Karen supporters, but it's nice to have some attention on us to show that Karen Reed isn't the only one going through a case where she's charged with a crime she didn't commit.
Right.
And that's what gets to me, though, is all these different cases are all so intertwined. It just so happens that the Karen Reed, the Sandra Birchmore case, is Norfolk County. So this is Suffolk County, correct?
County.
Yeah. So again, it's not necessarily defined to Norfolk County. I mean, Norfolk County's in the major spotlight these days, obviously,
Right.
but it's
the state of Massachusetts.
It's going everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get my bearings here with all this, because I literally digested this, earlier today, and then what she just read now.
It's a lot.
It really truly is, so I mean, I can't imagine. So I guess backing up, when you first learned about this, now all of a sudden how did that unfold? Did he just come home and say, geez, I had a rotten day at work? Or
he came home that day and told me about what had happened, and we didn't think anything would come from it, because he was the one that alerted the command staff that something wasn't right about this, and never thought 7 years later we'd still be fighting this nightmare.
Yeah.
So what was the conversation that you all had? I mean, you didn't know anything was good. When did it become prominent? Like, oh, wait, we're gonna have a problem here.
We need
45 days later.
Okay.
There's cameras, closed circuit cameras, like in the T stations, in the police department, and booking, and after 45 days, the video gets deleted. So funny that 45 days later, when now there is no video to show Dave's conversation with command staff, is when we found out that he was being put on to leave.
How convenient.
I know.
Yeah.
Those little tricks sound familiar.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And he wasn't even, like you said, like at the scene. He was miles away down at headquarters. And that night he was actually working a lieutenant's job. He was a newly assigned sergeant who they hadn't trained how they should, you have a job, you get promoted, you should be trained. And the training for him was basically just a few ride-alongs with a junior sergeant. And they didn't send him to the police-approved basic sergeant school that they should have been put in for. And then the standard 2-week field training by a senior sergeant, and he was assigned to a junior sergeant. So basically he learned how to be a sergeant on the job training.
Wow.
He had also been bypassed previously to becoming sergeant. He was bypassed unjustly in 2017, and then was finally promoted in February of 2018.
So, good God, this story just keeps getting more and more.
And that's why I always say to people, I'm sorry that our Give, Send, Go is so long, because I mean, it is wordy, but you can't summarize what we have been going through in a simple paragraph.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, it is. I mean, that's, I think what was written summarizes it pretty well from a standpoint of, what you guys have been through.
Mm-hmm.
But just the case alone, like what I read through the different, the indictments and the court documents and the different motions that were filed. And, I mean, you guys have been trying to fight this, looking for, new discovery and that type of thing. They just, nope, not today. Next, try again.
Yep.
Better luck next time. I mean, all they did was everything they could possibly do to drag it out and make it difficult for your family. And it's
very much so.
It's so horrible.
And while we're fighting this, we're also trying to fight for Dave's back pay. They owe him for 44 months of back pay, And right before Thanksgiving, actually the day after Thanksgiving, we found out that we won his back pay. However, right before Christmas, we found out that the T is now appealing that.
Wow.
So just when we feel like, all right, like we have some like, room to breathe and can pay bills, oil, mortgage, cars. And then we find out that they're appealing it. So that's going to be another 12 to 18 month fight probably for the back pay.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
All while we try to keep our lives as normal as possible for our little ones who are now 7 and 9. But she was 8 at the time, saw everything out the window the day that Dave was arrested. We tried to get them, we knew he would be arrested, and we tried to get them to allow a self-surrender. But the attorney said, nope, we arrest everybody. So at 6 a.m, it was something out of a movie. I heard these cars coming down the road I look out the window. I'm like, what is that? So I yell up to my husband saying, no, they're here. I went out to tell them that he would be out in a few minutes. He was just getting ready. And they wouldn't let me back in. So here's my house is surrounded by lots of feds, and plus the town cops as well, who have been very supportive of it. Like we've been at birthday parties. My daughter and the chief's daughter are friends in school, same grade. They've been at birthdays. So we're lucky that we have the support of the local police department. But to be outside for probably 5 minutes, telling the feds I can't go back inside to be with my children, who are crying and screaming inside, and Dave can't be with them because he's rushing around to get ready.
So your young children are alone while all this is going on, basically, because they won't let their mother go 10. That's freaking horrible.
It's mean. It's cruel. It is inhumane.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Imagine that. I mean, as a mother, I couldn't even imagine not being able to get to my kids.
No, it's terrible. And even now, like my daughter has, she gets nervous of cars, slowly drive by our house. I mean, I do too, it was definitely a traumatic experience for all of us to go through, but she always needs to know where I am. And it's not, they didn't just do something to Dave. It's like our whole family who has been affected.
Right. Yep. PTSD, that's a traumatic event, not only for you and David as adults, but these children that are like involved. It's so amazing. I look at like when Turtle Boy got arrested,
right?
His kids were out
like in front of the kids. I mean, they know what they were doing. They had, on our neighborhood Facebook page, someone had said, "Oh, there's a strange car in the neighborhood." And they called the police, and then the police were told it was just a realtor, but no realtors are going to be looking in neighborhoods at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
They were parked down the road. So, and that car was outside of our house that morning. I'm like, oh, funny.
Yeah.
You're not very good at surveillance because you were all over our neighborhood Facebook page.
Wow.
So we had a sense it was coming, but to do it knowing that there are children home and knowing that it's the first day of school. So then I had to call my mom at 6 a.m. and say they just took Dave. She came and helped me get the girls ready, and I had to put them on the bus to go to the first day of kindergarten and second day of third grade. Then call the schools and explain everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. And they're on the bus. Hopefully they're okay today. And
right.
Yep. And then I had to drive into Boston by myself.
Oh wow!
And what was that? What happened when you went in Boston for that? I mean,
there was.
Who did you meet?
I didn't know. I've never driven into Boston by myself and being upset and stressed and scared. So they just had the hearing that day after he was arrested, and he was released. But as our friend had said, like he wasn't even allowed to bring. I have a stepdaughter who's 19. Who goes to college in England, and Dave is not allowed to leave the United States right now. So he can travel around New England without having to say anything. But if he travels anywhere outside of New England, we have to let our probation officer know.
Wow.
I'm a teacher. I've had to explain our situation to 3 different principals through these 7 years.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was saying, yeah, you might see our name on the news. You don't want to draw attention to teachers in the building and then have parents think things that aren't true.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's embarrassing too. You know, these, you know, you're trying to explain this to teachers, to principals, to everybody. And, you know, you're saying it, you're knowing that, you know, Dave's innocent. And just to even have these words come out of your mouth, I can't even imagine having to explain it to, you know, the principal of your kid's school, or, you know.
It's getting
whatever.
harder to explain now, because now the reality is our federal trial is March 10th. And God forbid, I don't know how they could find him guilty, because all of the evidence shows his innocence, but it will be, like Karen reads, a jury trial. And so our life is in the hands of other people, and the prison sentence for the charges is 20 years. So my oldest, she'll be 10 in May. He could be, you know, out when she's 30 if he's found guilty. So in 2 months, I could become a single parent, which is pretty scary to think.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not right. So come March 10th, where is the hearing?
Boston.
In the Moakley building?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, March 10th, everybody.
Yep.
If you want to go out there and support Dave, you know how to do it.
Yeah, there's Rodney. It's just a trial at Joe's house. Yes, it is.
Yeah, our favorite standout guy, Rodney.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely at Joe's house.
I'm just trying to think. So this whole process, everything that you went through, now you still have this looming over your head. Years later, you're going to go to court March 10th. Mm-hmm. And like, not only have you dealt with, you know, bills and finances and all the, you know, these just trying to, you know, get through life. And now you got just to survive. And now you have this pending, and you know, I mean, the outcome is uncertain, right? I mean, I mean, I don't want to be negative about it, but you don't know how these things are going to go, the way that who you're up against, right? Right. You know, I'm sure you're doing everything you can, and probably have obviously the best lawyer that we do. You know, so
which is why he's so expensive.
Is it? Yeah. Anybody notable? You can mention who the lawyer is, or
Brad Bailey.
Brad Bailey, is that the name? Yeah. Okay.
And while we're having to pay him for that, we are also having to pay our other lawyer for like the back pay. So it's, you know, all of our money's going to lawyers, and, you know, struggling to put food on the table. We're so lucky that, like, my mom helps Dave's dad, and his police, you know, brothers in blue, as they say, have kind of left him. He has just a handful of friends that still talk to him, and they're like, oh, we don't want to get caught donating, but you could donate anonymously and no one's going to know. So, like, I feel bad for Dave, because, you know, people that he thought were his friends, he has like maybe 5 that talk to him on a consistent basis.
Yep. And they're like, don't tell anybody we're talking. Kind of, you know?
That's good that he has 5, because, you know, that's all you need, really, you know, to get you through something like this. A handful of good, honest, loyal friends.
You find out who your friends are, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Whenever the shit hits the fan, you know who your friends are. For sure. So we have Jen's Venmo on the banner underneath us. So if you want to support Dave, I know some people in the chat have already said they've donated. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right there. So, but there's also I'll keep reposting it, but Dave's Give Send Go. I'll put that on the Facebook page. It's too long to go in the comments. Like, I can't put a link there because it's too long. But I'll definitely continue to post that. And you too, Jen. If I one day, please feel free to post it on there.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no.
I had posted it today, like, and I feel, and I know, like, Karen Reed's page is kind of like for her, but like, I posted when there are some lawyers that are donating their hourly rate, and like, I kind of posted ours, and so, like, you know, we support Karen. I'd be at school listening during my prep periods and lunch to the trial. But there are other cases that are out there that of innocent people charged with crimes they didn't commit, who are fighting for their lives. Yeah. We've gone through our savings, everything. We're paycheck to paycheck at this point, which is hardly making it.
Yeah.
And let me ask about, like, health insurance, right? How does health insurance?
I was lucky that I was the one that carried the health insurance.
Okay.
So thankfully, and then my husband is a disabled veteran as well, so he does get some VA benefits, which has helped. But yes, that would have been the only thing that he had carried. I think was maybe he had some dental, but I also had dental. So yes, thankfully.
What branch of the military was he in?
Coast Guard.
Okay. Well, tell him I said thank you for your service. Appreciate it. I'm a veteran myself, so.
Yeah.
So how are the girls now? How are they doing? Are they doing well in school?
They are. We keep it busy with dance. We try to keep their life as busy and normal as possible. They're competitive dancers. So our lives are filled with dance. But yes, and my youngest, she's a fighter. She has a strong personality. She's like, all right, I'm going to go to court and I'm going to tell those bad people, Jessica, the bad people going to be at court. I said, they will. And so I'm going to go tell them that my dad is innocent. And then I'm going to wrestle them. Like, she is a fighter. And then you have my other daughter we can't even talk about it in front of her, which unfortunately we're getting close to trial where we're going. Obviously we won't tell them what could happen, but like their schedules are going to be different. My mom will be here with them during the trial and try to, keep their life as normal as possible. But and my daughter, the oldest one, is 9 now. She's the one that saw everything out the window that day, and pretty scary for an adult. So to be 8 at the time, to look out and see your house surrounded, and then all the neighbors talking on the neighborhood Facebook page. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing. I mean, they not only do they, wrongfully, accuse someone of doing something, but the steps that they take to do that, and the impact it takes, like what you guys have to go through. Like you said, your neighbors, your the schools, the kids' principals, teachers, like, it's not private. It's not like, oh, this is my business. I had a falling out with my family member or something. It's nobody's business. This is everybody's business now, and people are quick to cast judgment. I mean, did you get a lot of that, I guess, initially, where a lot of people that you thought were, they'd be like, oh, we support you 100%, but they were like, well, wait a minute, what the hell, did he really do this?
Not so much from my friends, because my friends, and anybody that knows Dave knows that he is a good cop, that he would never do that. He's one of the good ones, and the bad ones give the good ones a bad name, because then everybody thinks all cops are bad. But like I said, like, he thought he had a lot of friends on the department, and when this happens, and then we put it out, we don't have the platforms to get our stuff out like Karen Reed. I've tried, and so we put it out there, and we'll get a couple dollars. But when you're having to pay your lawyer thousands of dollars each month, it's a lot.
No, absolutely.
I can't imagine.
And that's why I try to tell my daughter, my 9-year-old, that, like, she doesn't want us talking about it. And I told her today, I was coming on today just so that, because usually I'm the one that picks up from dance, and that, our schedule will be different tonight. And she didn't want me to talk about it. But I said, our job is to inform. I said, when something bad happens that wasn't right, our job is to inform others, to get our story out there so that people realize that, bad things can happen to good people that it shouldn't.
Right. And it's sad that you got to teach lessons like that to your children, but it's a reality,
Right.
I mean, it's a reality for so many people. And these right now, what we're, the two of us are associated with, yourself included, there's only a handful of cases.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so much of the shit that goes on everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Right. And Dave's case isn't the only one from his department. There are actually several other cases from his department as well, that are innocent and have been charged with crimes they didn't commit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of it do you think is just people looking out for their buddy? this guy's been on the force for so long, and so whatever he does, I'll support him anyway, no matter if it's right or wrong.
In the political game,
Yeah,
just using good people, honest, hardworking people as just pawns in their little political game.
Mhm.
You
It's
know,
definitely, these cases are mostly the political. It's not like, I believe my brother in blue type of thing. It's all, political and people connected to Rachel Rollins and to all of the cases that are related. Dave's and the other ones that I know of are more political than anything.
well, we're going to continue to get these names out there too. Get all these people involved, their names, the household names.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely keep them in mind when we're making our signs.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Get some sweatshirts for us too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, like, if you guys can make it out there, that'd be great. We have a strong. We don't like corruption.
No.
We don't like good people's names being dragged through the mud. We don't. We back everybody, so we're stronger together. That's what we're gonna do. We all come together. All these like Sandra, Juston, Enrique. The more people, the more we band together, the stronger and louder we are. So we're gonna add you to the list. And
Thank you.
Yeah. So you have our support. Whatever you need, please let us know. Definitely, I want you to come back on again, and like maybe even next month or like before the trial. Anyway, before March 10th would be great.
Yeah.
And just kind of let us know what's going on and all the details and what we can do.
Definitely. I appreciate you sharing our story. Like I said, we've been trying to get it out there, and everybody has been, Karen Reed again. And our cases are kind of similar because it involves police corruption. Ours doesn't involve a dead body, but it's very similar with the corruption and trying to protect themselves because they're the ones that are the ones doing the wrong.
Right.
And
the same thing as Karen. They just continue to, just drag it on just to drain her. And that's one of their, just hoping that you guys will quit. That's their MO, is that they want to make you bankrupt. And, which they're close to doing at this point. And they just want you to give up, but you're not going to give up because you're innocent. So you're going to, fight as much as you can and to prove that you're innocent and clear your name.
Well, in so many cases, they just rely on the fact that, like with you and the Karen, I'm sure with Dave's the same way. Plead to a lesser charge and we'll less. They win just the same. And it's ridiculous.
Right. And there's been 3. Dave is actually any case that Dave's been involved in so far connected to this. He has won. The state case. There was a civil case with the homeless person against the officers involved and the T, and then the back pay. Dave was cleared in the state case. The civil suit, he was the only one of the people involved that didn't have to pay the homeless guy money. The other 2 officers involved and the T had to pay, and Dave was cleared in that case. Dave won his back pay, and now it's being appealed, but we're 3 for 4, so we're hoping for 4 for 4.
Right.
Just unfortunately have to fight some more and figure out where we're going to pull the money from to do this.
Well, we'll do our best. We'll get our viewers to do their best. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for wanted. Like I said, when Aaron first told me about this, I was like, "Your brother, Dave?" I'm like, "What?" It's just shocking.
Yep. These things don't happen to people like you think, like they don't happen to people, type of, we live in a small, kind of bigger town, but like a farm town type of place outside of Worcester, and things don't happen to people like, us, you think, but unfortunately it does.
They definitely do, more than you think.
So where is the best place for people to go if they don't know about this story, and where can we direct them? I'm sure Tracy already knows or whatever, but just for the people in the
a lot of people are
our Give, Send, Go, like I said, it's very wordy, but explains everything. There are some Boston Globe and I believe maybe the Herald that had articles in there. Those would be, I guess you could Google David Finnerty and a lot of things will come up, but I know like the Globe is one of them that had their article. And then let me just look real quick.
I can also post those articles you sent to me on the Facebook page.
We'll share whatever we can on our Facebook page. So anyone in the chat, if you're not on our Facebook page, then
you probably should be, because there's a lot of info.
Get on the Facebook
there
page.
Is. I'm trying to find what I sent to you, Tracy, but I think it was definitely the Globe. And then, that was scary too, coming out of court that day. I'm a teacher. I don't want my, picture out there, and having all these reporters out. And luckily, I did not make the news that day. So one of them is the Boston Herald, and then the other one was the Globe.
Okay.
And I can try. I'll talk to Dave and see if there is other things that we can share that tells our story. Like I said, we've been doing this for so long. There's so much out there that I have like my little notes of everything, trying to keep track of. It's a Lifetime movie. People are like, you should make a movie. I'm like, it really is a movie. Like the day that the feds came, it was something out of a movie. You just heard cars flying down at 6 a.m. Like, what is that sound? And it was like something out of a movie.
And it's just so unnecessary too. It's not even necessary.
Mm-mm. The feds were in my, which I didn't know because I was out front, but there were like feds in my driveway, in my neighbor's driveway, in the backyard, in case like Dave tried to like escape and jump our 4-foot fence.
Oh my God.
It's, telling our name. My neighbor came to peek out because his wife was out walking at this point. We have like a nice neighborhood to walk in. People walk before work, and your wife's fine, told him to go back inside. The feds are supposed to, I believe, have body cameras as well. And of course they did not have body cameras on that day. So shocking.
Yeah.
Someone Rodney was actually asking, what are the two other officers involved in? Really?
Yep. They, one of them was found, the woman was found guilty. He took a plea. So he is on probation. And the other officer, who was actually supposed to be the sergeant in charge that night of this patrolman, who Dave told him that you need to investigate the incident, and the sergeant said no and went back out onto the road and didn't investigate it. So then it left Dave to do it. So this sergeant didn't do his job, and I think he might have taken a deal as well.
Wow.
Yep.
Good question, Rodney. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the way it plays out. Everybody can go to, the mass.gov and pull up, court documents and that type of thing. We have a few that we can share those, obviously, correct? Of the public
I'll check with Dave and I'll let you know what
let us know what you
share.
sent to us. We can share. If
we can like read it online with everybody too. So we can get the details and
we can do like a new segment and just kind of
we'll go right through that document. No problem with that.
So let us know, Jen.
I will.
But again, the story is what I read, the way the story unfolds, just that day.
Mm.
It's absolutely, like you say, it reads like a movie. It's the different pieces to it and the different players, and this guy comes in, and it's really wild.
And Dave was nothing but nice to the arrestee. He was worried about videos, and Dave was very nice to him, told him, what was going to happen, treated him with dignity and respect, and told him, this is what you need to do to get, videos and whatever you feel like you need. Offered to call an ambulance for him if he needed. Dave did everything he should have done that day. And we're the ones suffering while the other ones get to go live their life and not have a worry about how they're going to, heat their house, get food on the table. And
Wow, Jen.
And sometimes you don't realize, like my daughter, that we went food shopping, and then we get paid every 2 weeks, so we can go food shopping. We actually did like a little bit of a bigger shopping. She's like, she opened the fridge, goes, we have food. And I'm like, we have food. It might not always be like a lot of like in our fridge, but like to hear your daughter say,
Yeah.
we have food in the fridge, like, you know, so it's, you know, little things that you don't think about, that besides the legal side of it, is that, you know, every day, like my daughter, she has anxiety to begin with, and then this just compounds it greatly. And she has a car, and like I have to be on the same floor as her. She's afraid because, you know, I wasn't allowed to be with her that day until 5 minutes. And then they were so distraught after, like it took them quite some time to calm down. And then I didn't want them to miss like their first and second day of school. It's like, okay, like now we have to get on the bus and then go to the kindergarten to school, me crying in the foyer of the school explaining, I'm headed to Boston. My husband has just been arrested.
Wow.
Yeah. Or even just, you know, that you have to call the first of the month to be on your probation. Like,
yeah,
there are people in this world who do bad things, who deserve to be on probation, and Dave is not one of them.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Melanie says, you know, karma. You know,
Can't wait.
You know, it's coming. I really, truly, as time's gone on, I believe in karma more and more.
It is slow. It's definitely slow.
It comes at its own pace, but it catches up to you. You know, it'll get you eventually. So, you know, you guys just gotta, you know, like Lulu Belt, you know, stay strong.
Right.
That's all you know. Me to continue to. I can't even imagine being in a situation like you all are in, or just, you know, anybody in these type of situations. It's the strength. Like, do you feel like it brought you and David personally closer? It just like brought your, you know,
in some ways it's just like, you know, scary to know, like, okay, like pretty soon I'll have to go to see him behind bars, you know. And but yeah, it's like, because our friends don't, like, they're supportive, like our small group of friends, but it's hard to talk about other things sometimes because this consumes our life.
Right.
But the feds didn't even go after, you know, my husband sent me, didn't even go after the officer or the officer's supervisor who wrote and approved the false report. So that Dave was already on his way home the day that the report was approved. And the homeless gentleman was actually in jail longer. And that was part of, I believe the charges was that they allowed this, the civil suit was they allowed him to be in jail while they investigated it. But if this gentleman truly did something, you wouldn't want to release him, because then you're letting a guilty person out. You know, so you have to do your due diligence and report and investigate. But the homeless gentleman was actually in jail longer with the command staff researching and investigating than he was with Dave. And then the charges were actually dropped against Orcel, who was the other, you'll see in the article, the other sergeant.
Yep.
And then nothing, like nobody was interviewed until, you know, 45 days. Well, Dave was put off, like I said, 45 days later, but when there were no videos, but nobody was really interviewed until after the fact. And there was somebody on I forget his, let me look my notes, but I have, like, he's he works at, you know, would be in the station, and he changed his story. So the first time he gave his statement was different than when he gave his statement for the grand jury.
Really?
And the command staff did, even when Dave told them that the arrest wasn't a good arrest, the command staff said that they would look into it, but never did that morning. So, like, I mean, I'm a teacher. Something happens in my classroom, I'm going to take the time to research it before the kids go home that day or whatnot, before recess, or if maybe they can't have recess. or just so that you can communicate with families if something happens. And this is, law enforcement with like bigger setting than a school. Like you would think that they would do their due diligence. They said that they would look into it, and then they didn't.
Well, ultimately, they're not doing their job. It's that you go to work and everyone's held accountable to do their job, and apparently some cops
Right.
just don't look at it that way.
Yeah, and the booking officer was arrested himself. So that was who changed his story. The booking officer changed his story from the initial interview in the fall of 2018 to 2022. He was arrested by the Cohasset police and for drunk driving and rear-ending a police cruiser. And do you think anything happened to him?
Nope.
It is believed administrative punishment. So like the T kind of picks and chooses who they go after. I think I had sent you another case where there was an arrest and they didn't charge him either. But shortly after there was Dave's and then 2 others.
Wow. They just pick and choose like whatever. It's amazing how they can just go about their business just so freely. Hey, we're gonna throw this guy into the bus
because
today.
It serves them.
Because it serves them. It's crazy. It really truly is. I think go ahead.
No, like how do you not like you have to fight to clear you're innocent. So like these people that are charged with crimes they haven't committed, you have no choice. You have to fight. And kind of bring awareness to like I told my daughter, like it's our job to share our story. And as scary as it is, and maybe like I think at first I was embarrassed, like, okay, my husband's been arrested for something he didn't commit, but people don't understand how that could happen. But now I talk like, the SWAT team is outside my house. And like now my daughter is afraid of police. There's a very few, we have a very close relationship with one of our town police officers who is no longer with our town. She's with another department, but her and the chief of police, who is the father of my daughter's friend, those are the only 2 officers that she's not afraid of. Wow. That's who's supposed to protect you when you look outside and they're taking your father away.
It's sad. It's sad.
It really is.
Yeah, I think it's getting close. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I don't think so. I would definitely love to come on like right before the trial, like you said, and share.
Okay, great.
Some more I can see what I can get. It's just hard to believe that we're here after being cleared in the original case after 4 years, and we're back at it with basically the same charges.
All right. Well, we'll be there to support you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
In the meantime, if you need anything before we have you on again, just let us know.
Sure, I'll definitely be in touch.
Stay in contact. Yeah, we'll stay in contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, tell the family I said hello.
I will.
Especially Dave's dad.
I will.
He's doing well.
I think he might be watching, so you can see.
Oh, no,
He's not good with technology, but
Yeah. My mother isn't either. It's so funny just trying to watch them maneuver. But yeah, definitely tell him I said hi.
I will.
All right. We'll be in touch. And thank you so much for coming on, Jen.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Jen.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Well, that was horrifying and very interesting. Really, guys, let's kind of help these guys out. I mean, they have a court date coming up. It's actually a trial, so it starts on March 10th at the Moakley building, Uncle Joe's house.
Yep.
So it would be great if we could support these people because they just are really nice nice people that
Well, I
just
mean,
don't deserve this.
you know the family too.
Yeah.
That's it kind of hits, it hits home more so that you know the family. All these different people, these different groups that we support now. Like I don't know the Reed family. I don't know anybody in Sandra's case, and Enrique or Juston. I don't know any. I've met them subsequently and that type of a thing, but I don't know them. For you to know.
Yeah, they're good people.
Family, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was there a lot when I was a kid too, and they're just all so nice to us. They're just such a nice family, and they don't deserve this. So,
so to be out of work and they're holding the back pay and they own
such bullshit.
Yeah.
That is just such bullshit. I mean, they won it and they're still appealing it.
Yeah.
So this poor guy, can't even take care of his family. So, living check to check's no fun, especially when you got little ones. We don't know how expensive they are when they're little.
Exactly.
And
well, again, for the little one to open the refrigerator when they did a big shop finally, and have the kids saying like, "Oh my God, we have a lot of food this time."
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
really? That's heartbreaking.
As far as locating the story goes, we'll post something on the Facebook page, and if you look up David Finnerty on Google,
Google him because there's a lot of local stories that were out there. I think Jen said the Herald, not the Herald.
Yes, she said the Herald, and
I actually have them right here, so I will post them before we go. But Finnerty, Finnerty, David.
But it's really a sad story, and like if you dig into it, we didn't really know what to expect having Jen on as far as what she was able to talk about, what she's can talk about, that type of a thing. So I think we'll know more and we'll get more information. But there are documents out there, like I said, on the mass.gov. You can find information further on this. I read a few things today, doing some research, and the case itself is just the day in question is very. The way it unfolded is just so bizarre. The story doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact that they, are just dragging this poor family, this man and his poor family through the mud, it's unacceptable.
And also the woman who orchestrated it is, had resigned. Well, did she get canned or did she resign? Rollins.
I think Rollins. She resigned, I believe.
But regardless, she's a piece of shit, and she's no longer doing the job that she was doing. So there's that too. It's kind of like the Proctor thing. Well, Proctor investigated that Karen Reed, that crime, and they should be held accountable as well. The person who, it's just.
So those are two of the charges, Angel. The indictment he was in charge, indictment 1 and 2 were false report by a public employee. And the third indictment was accessory after the fact. So basically they're saying he wrote these false reports and he intentionally tried to cover up something that happened, one way or the other. So if you look into it further and you see how it all truly unfolded, the story itself, it just seems like the officer that was in question that actually physically assaulted the homeless man, he started writing the report, I guess. This is my understanding. He started to write the report. The officer, the sergeant on duty, I believe his name was Orcel. He basically went back to this officer and said, now this is no good. Rewrite it again. And somehow it got left with Dave, and he wrote down what he understood. And then
again, wasn't there.
And then
responsible for writing this report because his,
so he was told to
his senior wouldn't do it.
And then somehow I think reading it looks like the report got almost intercepted, and somebody doctored it up. Somebody did something with it. So It's really shady. The whole thing's really shady. So
This is one of the this is the finding from October 14th, 2022. Just a little snippet of it. On October 5th, 2022, the Commonwealth learned of new exculpatory evidence which fundamentally changed its understanding of the case against the defendant. Prior to the discovery of this evidence, the Commonwealth firmly believed the defendant was the author of numerous false statements made in a police report which appeared to justify a police officer's misuse of force. This new evidence establishes that, although the defendant did revise some portions of the report, of course, because he wasn't there, the defendant was not the source of the false and misleading statements that are at issue in this case. So that's just a little part of it.
yeah.
As far as the evidence, I know you guys are talking about evidence. I'm not exactly sure what that discovery was. I'm sure we can find out. While this new evidence establishes the defendant not making the... Yeah, it just goes on to say that it was incorrect. Yeah, so...
Yeah. So, the whole thing is very, it's smoke and mirrors, oh, by the way, this happened, that happened. Nobody can prove a damn thing. And then they just, somebody else is going to fall on the sword. Let's accuse Karen Reed because it's easy.
Right.
Well, let's go after David Finnerty because it's easier than this 35-year-old veteran of the MBTA police force basically, did something wrong, but his buddies are going to cover up for him. So again, there's a lot more to it, and we don't know all the particulars, but we're still just getting grounded in the whole thing. But we appreciate having Erin on and what she was able to share. It's truly it's something to look into,
I think if you look up, Lulu Bell, sorry, I just totally interrupted you, Dana. It's so rude. I see you're showing the Venmo, which I don't have. This is the GoFundMe. Is the Venmo that's on I think if you go to Give Send Go website and you put in David Finnerty and it will bring it up. Again, it's on our Facebook page. It will bring you directly to the link. But yeah, I can't put it in the chat, unfortunately, because the link is just way too long and it won't accept all those words and all those. Looks like I found it. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. So.
Well, now we have a little bit of time. I do want to go back. I want to play that video from Jen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Juston's sister, this was, I believe the video was from last week, the 13th or something like that. So she got some information, but the video kind of speaks for itself. So it's Jen.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
So yeah, she posted this on I still call it Twitter, and I don't go on, I don't go on there, but it was actually sent to me because I reached out just to see if they had anything that they wanted to discuss or promote. And this was shared with me, so I wanted to share it with everybody, but you can go ahead and hit play on that.
Yep.
Today is Monday, January 13th, and it's 2025. For the last 5 years, I've been on a journey for justice for my brother Juston Root, who was shot 31 times while he was on the ground, gurgling blood, covered in blood, with nothing in his hands. He was incapacitated and suffered a huge car accident, as well as had been shot at another location by police just about 7 minutes prior to that. Today, the United States Supreme Court has pretty much said, and along with the First Circuit Court and the actual federal court here in Massachusetts, they clearly think it's okay for police officers to surround a man on the ground that one of them had kicked him, that surrounding him and shooting 31 bullets into a man who's on the ground, bleeding, covered in blood, his eyes rolling in the back of his head, according to the civilian bystander trained EMT who was at his side seconds before they shot 31 bullets. Our courts and our judges think that's okay. So that's a free ticket to kill because of something that happened earlier, which was a whole debacle in itself of what happened earlier in Boston outside of his mental health center at a busy hospital surrounded by 3 other mental health clinics. The amount of police and the amount that responded to this, I always thought, like, was he the marathon bomber? Like, how did it get so escalated? Why did the Boston police continually escalate the situation when they knew who he was? He was known to Boston police. They knew he was mentally ill. And then they try to say that, like, the 5 cop cars that were going slow, they were following Juston because he was going slow in his car. None of them could run a license plate. That's like the first thing you do, is identify your subject. Anyway, the officer that shot him in Boston was the closest to one in Brookline. I know we're not going to get justice in this system. We obviously didn't. I had some hope, but now I truly 100% believe now that there is zero. And so it's time to unify with other like-minded people who want real justice and real accountability. Because the fact is that had this been independently investigated from the beginning, not the police investigating themselves, their buddies, their colleagues, and who have close working relationships with district attorneys, if this had been independently investigated and those officers didn't all meet together as a group before and prior to their interview, a lot of this could have been avoided. I will go on. They won't take my spirit. They're not going to take my umph, because I am definitely going to make sure that everything is told publicly. And I'm going to unify with this beautiful growing community that are all very dedicated to justice, and justice for all of us, because it's not about one case. And this next phase now is going to be about just one, because we are just one. And my brother would add an E to the end of his name, making it just one. And he would say, we are just one. And that's the gift that he left.
Wow.
No, that was intense. I literally, that's my 3rd time watching that, and I'm like, just as, like, I'm speechless, you know, like what that family's going through is absolutely, it's atrocious.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I did want to share that. I'm glad we actually were able to get time to put that back in, because
so make sure you're there February 7th if you want to support Jen and her family.
You know, and what she's speaking of is, you know, it's literally, you know, she's talking about us. She's talking about all of us, you know, this group, all of you, all of us, we're the people that are seeking justice for so many, you know, and the fact that, you know, again, I think I spoke about it in the last show, that day at Morrissey's office when everybody was there, right? It was the stronger together moment. And, you know, Mizzy was there speaking on behalf of Sandra, and Juston's family was there, and Enrique's family was there as well. And everybody there, you know, Karen Reed supporters, and, you know, it's just, it's that unity that needs to be, you know, that's the only way we're going to make any headway and, you know, push things forward. You know, look at, you know, Jen's case, David's case, that we just had her on. It's the same type of situation, you know. It's the corruption. It's the people looking out for each other. People don't, you know, like, look at the devastation that these families are going through, and these people do not give a shit.
Yeah,
it's so awful. It's really so awful.
So we have to bring it to everybody's attention how dirty these people are, and demand justice.
But like I said, I spoke with Beatrice earlier today, and if you're watching, Jen, if you're watching, again, reach out. You have more support than you know. I'm sure you're seeing it, but it's true. It's there. Look at the comments. Dennis and Scott. Kimber, Kimberlina. It's just people just want to support. People want to help. Again, this weekend is the anniversary of John O'Keefe's passing as well.
Right.
So we need to acknowledge that the stuff's going on here, and everybody is taking part in trying to
do what we can
to do that. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
So
real quick, just want to say thanks to Tracy V for she donated $50 to us for the first 50 shows. We love you.
Wow,
thanks,
thank you, Tracy.
Thank you so much. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
And thank you for being a loyal fan.
Oh, I do want to say too, speaking of which, last week we got done with the show, and I don't remember exactly who they were, but there were a couple of donations that we had received, and we didn't notice them until we were actually done.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have access to who they
just
were?
may.
So so I want to make sure we thank you people as well. I don't know how to operate these things here.
I think we did. Judy and Cheryl and Kurt.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I think we did.
I thought there was something that came
There was
up after the fact.
There was a Cash App. Wait, let me see.
Oh, maybe that was
I
it.
may have.
You with all this technology.
Not really. I have no idea what I'm doing. I can't. I don't know how to work it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Angel, thank you very much. We appreciate the comment, and again, we just want to try to keep everybody informed as best we can, and that's why we reach out and we ask for people for suggestions. If there's something they want to talk about, reach out, let us know if there's a case out there that impacts you, your family, a friend or something like that think people need to put their eyes on, just to understand the magnitude of what the hell is going on out there. Let us know. We say it all the time, and we don't always get a lot of feedback on it, but every now and again, like with David's case, that just kind of, like, it was weird how that unfolded.
Yeah. I'm glad it unfolded the way it did, and we have time for it now, and I really wanted to get someone from the family on, so I'm glad that happened.
Okay, Scott gets it. Thanks, Scott.
What
I'm like, I got no time to learn all that extra shit.
The technicals.
No time for that stuff. But
thanks, Diane. That's nice of you. I love the people that are there in spirit.
And that's it too. It's that support. It's the you go to bed at night, you say a prayer for a group of people and say, geez, wishing the best towards this person, that person. It all goes a long way. It's everybody's doing whatever they can. Tracy, you getting a lot of comments on your hair.
I thank you. I know. Thank you. I'm just wearing it down. I don't wear it down often, but I was all about wearing a hat today. My first day back at work, so it's just hat head. Thank you.
My hair looks pretty.
Yeah, Dana, your hair always looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna get my hair cut like Scott.
You should. Scott's got the. He's like, it's like the Rachel. Scott's got like the big hairdo.
High and tight.
Yeah, like the.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? He's got
handsome.
Well, yeah, he's handsome.
That's
but,
right.
The in hairdo.
Yeah. the in
hairdo.
He's the it girl.
Scott's the it girl. Scott.
We love you, Scott.
Yeah, we do.
Anybody in the chat have any other questions before we wrap it up? Because I think that's all I had kind of marked out for.
Yeah, I think I know a lot of people were
Thanks.
watching Mazza earlier. I think Young Jerks had the select board meeting on, so I definitely want to see Brenda up there. Maybe if we can, maybe we'll grab it too and put it on the Facebook page, just Brenda's comments or
Yeah.
public comment.
Yeah. It still blows me away that they're doing these Zoom meetings. It's so disgusting. Seriously, you're afraid of your people. You know, you're afraid of the town, and that's why you won't do this face to face.
Yeah,
and it's just so gross.
It is gross. Maybe if they just did what they were supposed to do, that they wouldn't have to deal with anybody.
No.
No.
Yeah, clearly. But you know, my thing about the Zoom meetings is the fact that they're not supposed to be on these, right?
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be on their devices. You see them looking down all the time. When they're on these, you know, and when they're on the town's time, they're not supposed to be looking at their devices. There's nobody monitoring that shit at all. You know?
They're supposed to be.
Well, yeah, exactly. Those are
You know, like they're the law.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Like I trust them.
Yeah.
So
anything else?
Anyway, yeah, so some standouts this weekend. Again, you know, Bourne on Saturday, Legacy, Middleborough, Auburn, and Plymouth on Sunday. Yeah, anything else comes up, you know, reach out. If you have any questions, comments, or other.
Shout out to Jess, because she was at the Bourne standout on Saturday. She was the only one there. It's really shitty weather, and she just wanted to keep the Bourne streak going, so she was there. And they also did Sunday,
yeah, the
or,
big day, the national or international
standout.
Yep.
So shout out to Jess. All right. Well, is he good?
That's it. I think that's all.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. It was so important for us to get David's story out there. So now that you know, I hope that you'll help them out financially, because they've just been stripped. So yeah, whatever you can give would be great. And if we could support Dave on the 10th, March 10th, even better. That'd be so great. I would just love for him to see all of us out there supporting him and you know, getting a little lift as he's walking in the court. So to fight these ridiculous charges. So yeah.
Robin G riding through the Glen. Sorry.
Robin G.
That's all right. Better late than never, Robin G.
Yeah. Also, check out Dylan, because he's back on every day. Got some really cool trials. He's what was that, poisoning one today? I didn't get to go on. I was busy.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of different things.
So check him out.
So again, I can't say enough. I love Dylan.
Yeah, we just love him.
Yeah.
He's coming out in May, so get ready. We're ready. He's growling under there.
Oh, the dog
is growling.
I was there before. You ignored Robin G. I don't ignore you. You come trotting along, and I can't ignore that.
Robin G.
Well,
Diane said Brenda, aka Holly. Did she call in as a Holly? Is that what she did? And Rita were all fantastic. All right, we're gonna have those.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. Excellent.
I love me some Brenda.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go, Dylan. Dennis knows
What's up.
Dylan's trying to get the Speedo thing happening with the three of us. I don't know if that's really going to truly happen. I don't think anybody really wants to see that, but okay, hold on.
Oh, Robin G. Yes, because it was emotional. It is. It's emotional. It's hard not to, when you're reading through this stuff or reading it aloud, it's hard to keep your emotions, to yourself. It's just, yeah. Okay.
I saw that comment. I just didn't want to embarrass Tracy with a public display of affection.
Because I embarrass so easily. That's me. Oh my God.
Yeah, Dennis is sickened by it.
It is sickened. I think he's talking about Dave.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Not our hug.
Yeah.
Or maybe our hug.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, well, thank you all for joining in. Next week, we will probably be on same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what we're going to do, who we're going to have lined up, but Cheryl, come on now. Cheryl, I'm looking for the Ruby video.
I definitely want to get Dina on again. We'll have a little staff meeting. Maybe we'll do it next Thursday so everyone can, Tuesday. So she could say hi to everybody. And she went live a couple times over the weekend.
Yeah.
So she's busting her ass out there for us. So
SC is like fighting for a job too, by the way, I think too. I don't know what's going on there.
She's out there.
Yeah, she did the DC thing.
Yeah, she did. She's amazing.
Yeah, so
she's all over the place.
Love it. Love the crew. The road crew, the street team.
Yep. Love it.
Baby.
The cat's trying to attack the dog right now. It's hilarious.
We got animals about ready to lose their minds.
Yeah, so we're gonna take off. But thank you guys. We love you so much. Thank you. You didn't have to be here, but you were. So thank you so much. We love you.
Bye, y'all.